Somewhere right now, a grown adult is on their feet, screaming at a television. Their team just scored. They didn't score. They have never met a single one of those players, and there are actual tears on their face. And maybe you're watching that person like an anthropologist who wandered into the wrong village. The whole room is losing its mind, and you feel nothing. Not a flicker. At some point, somebody told you what that says about you, that you're the calm one, the rational one, a little too smart to go painting your face and hugging strangers over a ball. I want to be honest with you right at the start. A psychologist would hear that story and gently call it flattering nonsense. Because the real reason some people live and die by a team, and other people feel absolutely nothing, is stranger and a lot kinder, then I'm just smarter than all of them. So let's actually look at it, not the myth you've been handed. The science, what's really happening inside the mind of the superfan, and what it quietly reveals about you. Start with one word most people never stop to question: we. When a fan's team wins, they almost never say they won. They say we won. We. As if they'd personally been out there on the field, bleeding for it the entire time. Back in 1979, two psychologists, Henry Tajfel and John Turner, worked out where that little word comes from. They called it social identity theory, and it's one of those ideas you can't unsee. Here's the core of it. A huge part of who you think you are doesn't actually live inside you. It comes from the groups you belong to. Your country, your hometown, your family, your team. Each one is a piece of your identity that you wear on the outside where everyone can see it. So when the team wins, a real part of you wins with them. When they lose, a part of you genuinely loses. The scoreboard was never just out there on the wall. It's personal. It's you. And there's a beautiful little experiment that captured this happening in real life, 1976. A psychologist named Robert Cialdini. His team did something sneaky and simple. They just recorded what students wore to class on the Monday after a big college football game. After a win, the whole campus bloomed with team colors. Jerseys, scarves, hats everywhere. After a loss, the colors quietly disappeared. People dressed like they'd rather not be associated with it. And then listen to how the students talked. When the team won, it was we won. When that same team lost, the very same students said they lost. Win and you climb aboard. Lose and you slip off. Cialdini gave that a name, basking in reflected glory. Standing just close enough to a winner that a little of the light lands on you, too. It runs deeper than clothes and words, though. In 1998, another team tested the actual saliva of male fans before and after a match. When their team won, their testosterone climbed. When their team lost, it dropped. The same hormone crash you'd expect if you had lost the fight yourself with your own fists. Now, I have to be careful and honest here. That study was small, only a couple dozen men. It points at something real, but it doesn't prove the whole species runs on it. Still, the direction is hard to ignore. On some deep animal level, the body seems to treat the team's battle as its own body's battle. Which raises the real question: why would we ever evolve to get this tangled up in a game we're not even playing? And here's where the whole thing turns. A psychologist named Daniel Wan spent most of his career on this one subject. What he found isn't pathetic, it's almost tender. The people who identify most strongly with a team tend to report feeling less lonely, less isolated, better about themselves. And not because of the sport itself, because of the belonging. A team hands you an instant tribe, a whole crowd of strangers who will, genuinely, throw their arms around you when a ball crosses a line. So here's the honest truth about the superfan you were quietly judging. It was never really about the sport. It was about not being alone in the world. Which brings us all the way back to you, the calm one. The person feeling nothing while everyone else falls apart. If belonging is really that powerful, what on earth is different about you? And this is exactly where I have to stop and be straight with you. Because this is the point where most videos start to lie. The honest reality is this. Psychologists have studied sports fans for 50 years, and they've barely studied non-fans at all. So anyone who hands you a neat little personality profile of people who don't like sports is, frankly, guessing. So let's put the flattering version out of its misery right now. There is no study, not one, showing that ignoring sports makes you smarter or deeper or more independent. That badge somebody pinned on you. Nobody actually earned it. But we can reason carefully from what we do know for sure, and it lands somewhere far more interesting than you're better than those people. The need to belong is not optional. It's wired into every one of us. The superfan and the person who couldn't name a single team equally. Nobody truly opts out of wanting a tribe. Caught. So if you're not pulling that sense of belonging out of a packed stadium, the honest bet is almost embarrassingly simple. You're pulling it from somewhere else. A band you'd drive 4 hours to see. A game you've quietly poured 1,000 hours into. A faith. A group chat that never really goes to sleep. A workshop that smells like sawdust and coffee. That is your set of team colors. That's your version of we won. You never escaped the need at all. You just found a different jersey to wear. So maybe the real question was never why do they care so much about a silly game? Maybe it's a much quieter one. Where did you decide to put your belonging? Because everyone is above it all, right up until the moment they find their own World Cup. Tell me where you found yours. Honestly, I'll be down there in the comments, reading.